Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and back to the Pale Beyond a First Look. If you did miss the very first episode of this first look, I will have the link to the playlist down below so you can catch it. So last episode slash first episode, we found out that it was us who were answering the call for to join the crew to on the Temperance to go find a ship whose name I can't remember that had been missing for 5 years. And we're trying to, we just set sail and we're still right now trying to figure out if we can trust the captain because we feel like he's not telling us everything. So yeah, I mean, we don't really know much else. We know we're trying to find the ship because there was a survivor and we're on this boat called the Temperance and we're in week 1. So I'm gonna and get in. I don't know when the game saved. So we might be getting into select a week. So I guess it's this. We might be going back a little bit. I'm not sure. Yep. I think we're going back a little bit. Okay, so it's been a month. Yeah, we did. Okay, I skipped all that, y'all, because I was like, I'm not reading that again. Like we've already done that the last episode. So I remembered the conversation, so I went through the whole log, picking the same choices that I picked before. And so now I think we stopped where one of the sailors is about to tell us that the captain wants to talk to us. Yep, Cap wants you at the helm. We said, I'll head there now. He leaves. And I think this is where we left off. So let's continue. So we need to go join Hunt at the helm. There's also a forecastle, a crow's nest, and a captain's cabin. Let's just say join Hunt at the helm. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Oh, and y'all, and last episode we realized that when the game was first, like in the intro, the Temperance, the ship we're on, was at the bottom of the sea. So I think something's gonna happen to the boat, and the captain gonna go missing. That's why we're gonna wind up being in charge. Yep. Robin, lovely day for it, isn't it? It is indeed, Captain. One of your lackeys summoned me, or don't you have a helmsman to do that for you? Let's just say it is indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's days like these, I make sure to do my share of sailing. He winks. Why too old to stomach a storm, or let him continue? I'll let him continue. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside and stretching out a wrinkled hand. Merchants? Nigga, we were a merchant. We picked earlier that we were a merchant. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy? Or were you stuck carrying cases? Here? Oh, here. Why don't you have a try? Take the wheel. Are you sure? I really have other duties to be attending to. Oh, let's take the wheel. Let's go for it. You grab the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. Oh. That's kind of cool. It lets you kind of do this. The memory in your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. That's kind of cool. Easy. There, you have it. The captain pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. To zoom. Peaceful, isn't it? I see it's fog. Okay. Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the settings menu. He takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do. What you mean preparing your quarters? All right, captain's cabin or forecastle. I guess let's just go to the captain's cabin. All right. We got the desk, take requests, a painting, and a tub. Let's check out the tub. What's in the tub? A pristine furnished tub secured to the floor. a luxury to be had on the ice. A painting. A classic painting depicting sailors doing battle with a kraken. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't say it with enough phlegm. The kraken. Landborn. You're unsure of its. You're unsure of its. What? I think it'll be if. You're unsure if it's of any historical significance, though recognize the ship as the galleon of Captain Hamish. The desk. On the desk, you make out a variety of papers, notes, and maps, as well as a sealed letter with a stamp you recognize as the mark of the Apparaton Tinning Co. The desk itself is suspended with ropes to keep it safely in place. All right, so I guess we're taking requests now. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now, let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there's 23 souls signed onto this expedition, ourselves included. Oh, okay. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks if they aren't already busy. The rest got deployed to their permanent stations. You are only able to deploy crew who you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. Oh my gosh, good health. We'll be picking up a scouting crew at the next port. The lot of us also seem to be in good spirits. The expedition will end, tearing itself apart if you end the week with no decorum left. Oh my gosh. Whoa. This just got serious. We've enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of a week, crew will become malnourished. I love how they tell, like, as they're telling you, they're giving you the symbols for it so that you can make the connection. Unless cured, the malnourished status will develop into scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. Oh boy. Okay, and more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of a week. If you cannot afford that minimum fuel, crew will become freezing. Unless cured, the freezing status will develop into frostbite, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of a week. Okay, so this is not as narrative as I thought. I thought it was just narrative. Like, you got to work. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will be needed to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Sending hunts out further requires a greater amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Now, on to work. Corvid or Cordell? Go with Cordell. Have you agreed upon my conditions? To the point, eh? Shaw, this is Lady Cordell. Cordell here is to provide us with the kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island, but you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to act for my whole kennel. It's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before had the buyer been so dishonest. And never before had the seller made such strong demands. Lady Cordell? ? And what exactly are these demands? Or, you already sold the dogs, did you not? You have no control over them now. No, I want to know what exactly. Oh, I didn't get this. It's Lady Cordell. Like, he's questioning, not me. So, and what exactly are these demands? She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition as a member of the crew. None on the ship had the experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you are taking them to such a brutal location, they will need me to guide them if they have a chance of survival. The humans on board too, of course. Of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. Bringing on another member of this crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Your thoughts? I don't see the harm in having an expert on sled dogs. We should cancel the deal. We can find another buyer. Or if you're so adamant, we accept your offer. No, I don't see the harm in having an expert on sled dogs. So, I mean, if we're gonna rely on these sled dogs to go out and be benefit to us, then let's go ahead and say we don't see harm. A good point, Shaw. He turns to her. The deals are ready to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs efficiently enough to haul them. And I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. So we got welcome aboard, Cordell. Your knowledge should prove valuable. Don't expect the crew to waste time taking care of your much then, or I hope you're as experienced as you claim, Cordell. I don't question it. Let's go with the first one. Welcome aboard, Cordell. Your knowledge should prove valuable. Invaluable. Yeah, she corrected us. I have room prepared for you. Below deck. All right, so our crew, it says, just increased to 24 since she's on board now. No need. You'll find me in the forecastle with the dogs. She leaves. Oh, I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. All right, so now we have 14 dogs. So it said 0 out of 14 before down here. And now it says 14 out of 14. All right, so let's talk to Corbett. A sailor enters. We found the stowaway in the lower hold. Bring them in. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. The captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. The ice. Did you know that before you climbed into that crate? I did, sir. How old are you? You're hardly a useful pair of hands. Not true. I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your what? Do you know your jaboom from your bowsprit? I do. I learned it all from my dad. Your dad? He's Ward's son. Followed him aboard back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, Jaw? Hunt eyes you up. Your first mate. What should we do with them? Oh, you're a first mate. What should we do with them? Keep him aboard. He's not staying aboard. It's your decision to make, not mine. Oh, man. Why can't we ask what his father thinks? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, I don't like this. Why are you making me decide? I'm gonna hope that his dad is okay with it. And I'm gonna say I'd keep him on board. Oh God, I can't do that. He's a kid. Oh, it's just so hard. It's a kid. I can't. He's not staying on board. Okay. Ditch him when we make next port. We don't need more mouths to feed. Drop them off at our next stop. Leave them with enough money to catch a boat back to the city. Or we could throw him overboard. No. Drop him off. Well, I can't go back now. Okay, let's drop him off at our next stop and leave him with enough money to catch a boat back to the city. I didn't think it pertinent to bring any money to a frozen desert, did you? Best hope the boy's father has enough to keep them going. Oh, man. Okay, well, I guess he's staying. The two sailors dragged the stowaway boy back below deck, taking him to see his father in the crew cabins. And what of the father? Do we drop him off with the boy? It's his son. That's for him to decide. No, he signed a contract. He stays. He goes as well. I'm going to say it's his son. That's for him to decide. Because if he doesn't feel comfortable dropping his son off, then it's him to decide. Very well. Hopefully he doesn't care for the runt and I'm not down a sailor. Well, that matter sorted. Finish request. These decisions. Now that that's all settled, I have one more errand for you to run. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up after dinner? Meet me up deck after dinner. Hefty lads, red hair. You couldn't mistake them for another. An urgent matter, the Stoke brothers, who are they? Do you require me for this meeting? Let's say, do you require me for this meeting? No. This isn't a matter for first officer need concern themselves with. Why not? I think all matters I should be concerned with. They'll be down on the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Okay. Where's this crew manifest? Well, only option is to leave, so. How do can I save? How come it didn't save last? Like, it didn't save where I was. I don't know. All right, so we have options to go to the forecastle or join the figure balancing on the mast. Is that all the options? And then captain's cabin. I guess join the figure balancing on the mast. Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship's photographer, Kasha Belford, balanced on the ship's mast with her camera, lining up a photo. Get down immediately, you'll kill yourself. Or how's the view up there? Wait for her to finish. And say how's the view up there. Uh-oh. You startle the woman, causing her to fall and nearly drop her camera. Wait for her to free herself. Help her down. You help her retrieve the device and untangle herself from the rigging. That was a close shave, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of this ship. Kasha Belford. Yes, I've heard of you already. Nice to meet you, Kasha. You seem to already know my name. How so? I mean, that makes sense. You're first officer, so I'm gonna say nice to meet you, Kasha. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there. Deep with apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belford won the Fentler Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. She's not prepared for this. Her proof is all we have. Her accomplishments surely outweigh her youth. I'm going to say her accomplishments outweigh her youth. Inexperience is a matter of interest, but her accolades speak for themselves. The cold game. Picture that as a header. What? It sounds fine to me. I like it. Let her continue. I'll let her continue. For the piece on this voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like a work of an amateur. This isn't a game, Kasha. It sounds fine to me. I like it. Or I'm not the creative type. I'm sure you'd know better. Yeah, I'm not the creative type. I'm sure you'd know better. I'm not. Oh, I said that already. Kasha tilts her head and grits her teeth, holding an inner debate with herself. Maybe not. How about Hunt's Incredible Voyage? Too fantastical? I suppose I'll find the right name when time comes. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Apologies. I'm just a little excited. I've never been on a voyage like this. Merchant. I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane. Though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. You know who I am. You have that right. I'm not averse to thrills. Let's say I'm not averse to thrills. Well, I hope we have some coming this way. I'm hoping to capture something right out of Kurt Darling's old escapades. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at the next port. I should get his picture at some point. Tasha holds up her camera with a sense of pride before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Shaw. Please join me for doing that. The captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Oh, that's where I get. Oh, wait, did he tell me to get it from her? And I just wasn't paying attention. How long do they take to develop? I'm gonna say please warn me before doing that. Oh, sorry. It's for the manifest Hunt wanted me to put together for you. He hands you an annotated document. Here it is, the crew manifest. Okay. You got Joe, Corbett, and Smurf. Those are the sailors. This is so cool. Sailor, ice savvy. So all three of them are sailors and are ice savvy. We have no scouts. We have not met our engineers. 3 scientists. We have our captain who's ice savvy and mudwash. What does that mean? We have Templeton, science officer Landborn. And then we have Kasha, photographer Lamborn. And then us with the face scratched out, Lamborn merchant. No resource cards, no key. Oh, we have key item, an accordion, the story item, and then Kasha's camera. Yeah, I like this. This is really cool. It's a work in progress. The scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the boiler room. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. Thank you, Kasha. I'll see what I can do. Do something like that stunt on the mast again, and you'll be removed of your camera. No, say thank you, Kasha. She smiles. I'll not disturb you of your work any further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers, anyhow. Safe shots, officer. Don't worry. You leave her to her work. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to y'all, I thought this was gonna be like a 2 to 3 episode first look, but there's still so much to unpack. Like we're learning little pieces and I'm not ready to stop. So I think we're going to just keep going until I feel like it's enough to get a feel of the game and how it is. I don't know. Y'all, it might turn into an LP. Who knows? I'm not making no promises. It depends on how how deep I get into it. But yeah, still enjoying it. I love the fact that we now have this little manifest. It's like a I don't know, things that unfold and make me have to like figure it out and like reveal new aspects is always intriguing to me. And the fact that little by little we're getting bits and pieces that are unfolding is awesome. And I love how I have to like try to now meet these people who I don't have pictures of to fill this out. We haven't even gotten the rest of our crew because when we make an actual pit stop, that's where we're getting our scouts. So like that's awesome. And then you have all these factors down here. There's whatever this what did he say this was? The something. Then there's fuel, food, and then the sledding dogs. And then we have our crew down here. And we still don't know what I guess all this means. I don't know. And then temperature. So I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. Can't wait to record more. But anyway, y'all, all right, well, that's going to be it. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe. If I see more, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.